Hello, Santa Claus here, and I'm at the Hancock County Public Library for Storytime, and I'd like to share with you one of the funniest versions of The Night Before Christmas I've ever read, and it is entitled The Cajun Night Before Christmas by Trosclair, and it's edited by Howard Jacobs and illustrated by James Rice. And it goes like this. It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, they don't a thing pass, not even a mouse. The children be nestled good snug on the floor, and Mama passed the pepper through the crack on the door. Then Mama in the fireplace done roast up the ham, stir up the gumbo, and they baked the yam. Then out on the bayou they got such a clatter, make sound like old Boudreaux done fall off the ladder. I run like a rabbit to get to the door, trip over the dog, and fall on the floor. As I look out the door in the light of the moon, I think, man, you crazy. Oh, you got old too soon. 'Cause there on the bayou, when I stretch my stiff neck, there's 8 alligator a-pulling the skiff. And a little fat drover with a long pole and stick, I know right away got to be old Saint Nick. More faster and faster the gator they came, he whistled and hollered and called by name. Ah, Gaston, ah, Thibault, ah, Pierre and Alcé, G, Nanette, G, Suzette, Celeste and Renee. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, make crawl, alligator, and be sure you don't fall. Like Tent Flo's cat, through the treetop he fly, when the old big hound dog come run hisself by. Like dat up the porch, them old gator climb, with a skiff full of toy and St. Nicholas behind. Then on the top of the porch roof it sound like the hail, when all them big gator done sot on their tail. Then down the chimney I yell with a bam, and St. Nicholas fall and sit on a yam. Soccer, he exclaimed, my pant got a hole, I done sot myself on them red hot coal. He got on his foots and jumped like a cat out to the floor where he land with a splat. He was dressed in muskrat from his head to his foot, and his clothes is all dirty with ashes and soot. A sack full of plaything he throw on his back, he looked like a burglar, and that's for a fact. His eyes how they shine, his dimple how merry. Maybe he been drinking the wine from Blackberry. His cheek was like a rose, his nose like a cherry. On second thought, maybe he lap up the sherry. With snow-white chin whisker and quivering belly, he shook when he laughed like the strawberry jelly. But a wink of his eye and a shook of his head make my confidence that I ain't got to be scared. He don't do no talking, gone straight to his work, put plaything in the sock, and then turn with a jerk. He put both his hands there on top of his head, cast an eye on the chimney, and then he done said, with all that fire and them burning hot flame, he ain't going back by the way that I came. So he run out the door and he climbed to the roof. He ain't no fool him for to make one more do. He jump in his skiff and crack his big whip. The gator move down and don't make one slip. And I hear him shout loud as a splashing he go, Merry Christmas to all, till I saw you some more. The end. And I'd like to wish all of you a Merry Christmas. And remember, get to bed early on Christmas Eve because I can't come if you're awake. And I'll see you, but you probably won't see me. Ho, 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 ho.